Coach?
Is Mr. Rondo playing tonight?
He is.
Is he starting?
He is.
What is your expectation level with him as far as minutes and as far as what he'll be able to do on the court?
So you want to be right around. We want to be right around the 20-minute mark. Give or take, obviously. And I think we all probably, like I said yesterday, I think it's fair to temper our expectations because this is really still part of his rehab, in my opinion, because he's on a limited clock, and he hasn't played in a competitive game for a long time. So this will be a great opportunity for him, and it's obviously great for us to have him back out on the floor with our team.
You have some interest.
Well, I already. First of all, I think he's going to want to play in everything because he likes basketball and been able to play for a while. So I talked to him yesterday about when your adrenaline kicks in tonight, you're going to want to play more, and he can't do that. So that expectation has already been talked about.
Brad, have you mapped out where you want the minutes in the game to be, or is that going to play that by feel?
Yeah, so I'll map them out in the first half a little bit, but then I'm going to play it by feel after that.
Coach, you've seen Rondo play as a fan maybe, but are you excited to see him play as a coach?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I'm excited to have our best player on the court. I think that's number one, right? But certainly, he's a guy that can make plays. He's a guy that makes plays for others. He lifts up everybody else's game. So, yeah, I am excited about that. Even from a fan perspective, I think it's great when all the bodies are available and healthy. I think as LA's gone through some of that with their star and a couple of their other guys, we all as coaches and players and basketball fans want everybody out there on the court.
Hey Brad, what stood out to you the most about Rondo since you've been around him, since you started coaching him this summer?
Well, I think everything you hear about him being extremely intelligent is obvious. The thing that I really like about him is how much thought he puts into things. So you know a lot of intelligent people, but they may not study it as hard, and he studies it really hard. Last night he wanted different clips on his iPad of different things, and as coaches you love that. So all those things, and then I think obviously he's a competitive guy. It's not been fun for him to sit over there.
Joel and Chris, you're expecting them both to be available for you?
They're both going to be in uniform. They're both going to be here. I don't know if either will play tonight. We haven't had a chance to really. They obviously didn't do anything the last 2 days, and so we've sat down and talked real briefly, gone over a couple of things real briefly, but it would probably be down the road a little bit.
Brad, the last time that Rondo was on the court, obviously he still had Pierce and Garnett out there. There was kind of still like that sliver of that championship team out there. You have a sense of what it might be like for him kind of coming back into the fray with what's now kind of a rebuilding project?
So I think there are certain guys that are wired to feed off of others, and he did that really well. But I think he's also wired to be, hey, this is a great new opportunity for me. And to be a leader, to be clearly a guy that as you look at the Boston Celtics, the first name you hear is Rajon Rondos, and I think that's a great trade. If you look at the greatest competitors, that's the way they are, and so I think that like all of us, I think he appreciated those guys obviously and loved playing with them, but I think like any competitor, he thinks that he's going to do really well with whoever's out there because he's going to help them be their best.
How much of an adjustment will it be for the Celtics to play with Rajon with those passes and throws the needle, unexpected passes? How much of an adjustment?
Yeah, I think our trainers are prepared for 4 jammed fingers and stitches in the eyes and everything else. Fans need to be ready. You know, everybody around the court needs to have their hands up and ready. But we've seen a little bit of that in practice. Good news is he's been practicing for, you know, full go for almost a month now. So I don't think our guys will be too surprised, but I think they now understand you better be ready.
Brad, what do you know about the Celtics-Lakers rivalry? Obviously, your first game coaching against them, but how big is this for you?
Well, as a kid, that's my introduction to the NBA. You know, every Sunday, and it seemed like every Sunday the Celtics and Lakers were on. I know they weren't on that often, but it certainly felt that way. And you know, obviously, growing up in the state of Indiana and the Celtics having that Indiana tie, you know, an amazing history between the two teams. And obviously that's continued well beyond the 80s, but that's one of my early memories of NBA basketball.
What did you dislike the Lakers then?
No, I loved it. I loved both. I thought they were just, here's what I liked. It was hard-nosed, tough, together basketball. Like, you know, at that time in your life, you know, you're kind of looking and finding your passion, and nothing fed the passion like watching those teams play. And I've spoken about growing up in the state of Indiana and just basketball in general, what it means, and that just added the fuel. I mean, it was really fun to watch.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.